Hello everyone, Larry Satchwell here, in front of my very tall sunflower. We had a terrible storm come through last night, and I planned on starting this video planting some squash seeds, but the ground's way too wet. I planned on ending it here in front of this tremendous sunflower, but I heard that storm and I thought I'm going to wake up this morning and they're all going to be bent over. But they're still standing. Let's go through the garden. Well, as you can see, the perennial garden, or the flower hill here, has popped. The black-eyed Susans are in full bloom, and the pollinators are just going crazy. This is my Joe Pye weed. It hasn't fully opened yet, but I know the pollinators are going to enjoy it. I need to move these black-eyed Susans next year. They're hiding all of my foxgloves back here. I have a foxglove right here that hasn't bloomed yet. It was self-seeded. I'm so excited to see that. The strawberries, of course, are doing great. I have been able to deadhead my Shasta daisies. Might get some new growth after that. Right here, in front of these bricks, we'll get to that in a minute. I found some bargains at Walmart the other day. This is a really hard time of year, especially for places like Walmart who don't have enough employees to keep their plants watered. I'm looking at some more echinacea there right now. I would be surprised if they're not on sale the next couple of days. But these are bargains. These were $17 plants down to $5, $8 plants down to a couple of bucks. So a great way to pick up some flowers. Terrible time of year, you've got to plant, you've got to water them, you've got to take care of them. But next year, these things are going to pop. I've also deadheaded some of JM's bee balm up there, hoping to get some more blooms on it. And I've deadheaded or cut back a lot of the yarrow. I still haven't researched on how to propagate these balloon flowers. If you know how to do that, please leave a comment. I dug the potatoes yesterday. Here's how it looked. They're up on the picnic table. They got thoroughly washed last night. This is the volunteer tomato plant. I mentioned last time that I needed to get some leaves up here. This is where the squash is going to go. Probably plant some zucchini too. Let's take a look here. Just under 1.5 inches. Looks like 1 3/8 inches water. That's how much it rained last night. I did plant some all year-round lettuce, and I've got it still in the pots. I'm not sure if I want to repot that into pots or put it in the garden. But it's looking good right now. I miss this every time I come by it. The tomatoes are doing great. I'm going to be canning them today. The sugary, I was hoping they would be a little bit bigger. I'll read the description better next time. These are the beef tomatoes. We've had several bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches. The cucumbers are doing great. Yeah, I'm still working on this. There's a beautiful butterfly almost landed on my shoulder. I have not had any progress on this since I last visited you. This is Ethan's flower garden, and I did harvest some of these false indigo seeds the other day. Got them on a piece of paper drying out a little bit. My Mexican petunia was blooming, but I think all of the flowers got pushed off last night in that rain. Lori, I hope your okra is now producing. Mine's getting eaten up by something, but I'm not going to spray it because it's not that bad. I've got all these little buds. This is red okra. They have a beautiful bloom. Mine come up from the top. This is that type. Most of the types don't do that. They just have some coming up from the stem. There's one I missed harvesting the other day. These are the tomatoes. The Lincoln is an indeterminate tomato, so it should keep going here, but one of them is dying. I have no reason why. And the sugary are it says semi-determinate. So I picked a lot of them yesterday, still some on the vine ripening. And here's the sunflowers. Have another sunflower here and one over there that's on its way down. I'm going to harvest those seeds before the finches get them, though. I'm feeding the finches so they really don't need it, and I'm going to feed those to my chickens this winter. This Tenafina plant here reseeded itself. It has not come into full bloom yet, but it gets quite a bit of shade here. My hibiscus is come and gone. I doubt if it blooms again. And these are the Jerusalem artichokes, sunchokes, some people call them, have not bloomed yet. This bargain box here from Walmart is beautiful. The hummingbirds like it. And I was able to tie up the raspberry plants here. They're going to be gorgeous next year. We're going to have tons of raspberries. I saw a goldfinch fly by me. Down here is another Jerusalem artichoke or sunchoke. Well, that's a quick look. Here's how I planted those flowers the other day. I've been watering them with manure tea. I'll give you a quick glance. It's not a beautiful thing, but I like to use the goat manure and simply, oh, look at there. There is a toad stuck in my manure tea. I'm going to have to get him out. Anyway, I dilute that half with water, so I don't use that full straight up. But I've been keeping it right here so I can water these plants and help them get a good start. Let me get this toad up. This is not going to be pretty. Well, fortunately, he was floating on the manure, so he didn't drown. He's going to be fine. Just got back from Walmart and scored some nice plants. I've got a wheelbarrow down there, so I'm going to get as close to this Shasta daisy as I can without ruining it. And take a big chunk of this sedge out of here. This is not going to eradicate the sedge. It's going to come up. You can see those little white roots there. I'll take this down and put it in the barnyard where it won't hurt anything. I doubt if the animals will eat it. It won't hurt them if they do. This is going to eliminate all this crabgrass right here and most of the sedge. A couple other weeds in here too that I don't mind getting rid of. Not sure you can see if this plant is pretty root bound. I'm going to slice it right in half. And then I'm going to slice it in that half in half. Now I can put these up against this bank. And while I'm up here, I'll deadhead these Shasta daisies. Now this is Coreopsis, was $3 for a gallon pot. This will bloom before the echinacea. So I'm going to add it right in here. Check those nurseries. It's bargain time. Let me go way up here and see if you can see my Canterbury bells. The blooms are way up high now. They have reached all the way to the top of my gazebo. My red honeysuckle, these are blooms. They'll come out. You see the one on top here coming out right now. The other one will come out in the next couple of days. This is Hummingbird's Delight over here. My snail plant has yet to bloom. This bloom here is just a wild morning glory. I have some, this is JM's Mexican petunia, has not bloomed yet. It probably needs more sun. Let's take a look up there. Maybe there's a snail flower bloom up there that I can't see. I'll have to look at the footage. But when one blooms, I'm going to sure to let you know. I just fed the fish. There's a couple of pellets I see still left on the water lily there. I've got a new pump. My pump here, over the years, it just isn't pumping like it used to, and I'm really disappointed with the amount of water. Let me zoom in on that. Coming over that rock. It's just trickling. So I'm going to be reviewing and installing a new pump here next couple of days, and I'll post that. Well, I'll leave you here on top of the hill today. I'm still looking for echinacea to fill in some spots. I've still got a lot of crabgrass in there I need to get out. But I don't use any pre-emergent here because I want these flowers to self-seed. Got some zinnias here, cosmos, bachelor's buttons, and part of weeding is part of gardening. So I don't love it, but it does get me out, bent over, and get some exercise. I hope your garden is thriving. To Ruben in Spain, I heard today that the ground temperatures there could reach 140 degrees. Ruben, stay inside, stay cool. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.